So I'm like, all these things you want me to do.
I
Like,
know.
I just get so excited to start that,
I
you
know.
know,
Well,
I
if you
forget.
need to make me, if you need to make me co-host, that's fine, but I think it will be fine. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, we'll be good.
So welcome, ladies. I get the joy of introducing this amazing woman that's with us today. And of course, I love her pink because it just looks ravishing on her, but then it matches my hair. So, right. So, oh my gosh, Suzanne. Okay, so there's so many things I love about Suzanne, but I'm going to tell you what Maria loves about her first. Because Maria wanted me to make sure I said these things, and she's so right. First of all, she said she's super insightful, a fantastic trainer. And this one I totally agreed with, because when Maria asked me, like, what is it? Hey, Maddie, like, what is it that you love about Suzanne? I was like, her level of integrity. And so Maria said it as the voice of reason. Like, when you've got something cray going on, whatever it is, personal, business, whatever, like, Suzanne has such a high level of integrity, and she just can, like, Maria said it well, voice of reason. Like, you can just talk to her, and she's got this ability to just provide the greatest wisdom ever for every situation. And of course, because I went to fashion college, I love her fashion sense. Like, if you want advice on an outfit, like when your national goes to Suzanne to say, should I wear this? You know that she knows what she's talking about.
I know I'm missing the shoes behind you, Suzanne.
I know. I actually came back into my real office.
Your real office.
We've been redoing our home, and so my office has been crazy for several months, and so I was like, I can actually organize it. I was like, but everybody, I am not kidding, I have consultants from all over our area that will stop me and go, oh, I noticed you had blah 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 shoes behind you. Like, I don't know, I just put a wall of shoes behind me, I guess. Or maybe I'll put like a new pair of shoes up on my,
there you go,
up here every week, and see if
every week, like, guess the shoe, like, what shoe are we going to see today?
Shoes of the week or something.
There you go.
Yeah,
right?
going on too.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
so Casey, I am not surprised that you mentioned that.
Yeah. So tell us now, how many cars have you earned in Mary Kay?
I think it's been 13.
I love it when you lose count, right? Well, I think it's 13.
And I don't say that to get like that, you know, like, but I'm like, oh, I think it's 13. I need to go back and count. Because too, I haven't taken every car. I've taken cash for some of them. Okay. So I haven't had 13 physical cars, but I've earned that many. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, which is great. We can take a car, or we can buy the car, you know, and then invest money in some other area. So I love that we have the choice to do that.
Yeah. And how many rings? How many quarter sales rings?
I think this was my 10th, I think, this year. I need to go back and count the rings. I was doing that the other day. When we got back from seminar, counting they used to give us the little chairs, you know.
Chairs. Oh, no.
I know. So, but I was going through, I was like, oh yeah, I think I have a broken one. Because I have one that a stone came out of that I needed to go get fixed. I think it's been 10, Chris.
Nice. Double digits in both categories. I like it. I like it. So before you get into your awesomeness, I would just say then, if for somebody who's not, if that's their goal, either the car or the ring, and they've never done it, what would your word of advice be for them to flip the switch, to be able to like what do you think was that?
I think it depends on your personality. Okay. So probably my first quarter of sales was just to achieve it, because I hadn't done it before. So I think because I have achiever in my top 5. And so that's probably what it was for me, you know. And then after that, I think I hit it the first year, and then I missed it. And then I made it every year after that. And I think it was the achievement of it drove me. And then I had to find something else that drove me for Queen's Quarter sales. And so maybe doing your right now passionate goal, or what's it gonna, not just the achievement of it, but what's it gonna do for myself and my family? So really ask yourself those questions, because it really is not, the rings are gorgeous. And every year I say, oh, I don't need to go after it again. And then you look at the ring and you're like, yeah, I kind of need to go after it again because they're so pretty. But you can take the cash compensation too. But really it comes down to maybe like last year, I think I had my best sales year yet. And so then it becomes, well, can I beat my previous years? And I know, Casey, you've done it many times too. And so it's kind of like you have to have your own little internal reason for it. Can't just be about the ring. It has to be about what's it going to do for my family and why do I want to earn this, and then it also, for me, sets a standard and shows other directors and consultants that they can do it. And that was the same with the car. The car, once you earn a car, you don't ever want to not have a car, because the financial aspect of having a car is amazing. Because whether you take the car or the cash, that helps pay for the licensing, the taxes, all of that. So if you take the cash, it will pay for that. If you take the car, that's all paid for. And I do think there's something about, no matter what car, I've had everything. Like Jeannie Navarcole says, I've played Mary Kay car bingo. I've had every car on the slot. I'm not kidding. Like I've had every car. I've had Cadillac, when we had the Plus, between the, I don't know,
Premier Plus or whatever.
The Plus car, the Grand Achiever. Every time I've earned a car, I've felt grateful because it says Mary Kay on it. It's a great representation of what our company does for women. And so I think for me, it's more of deciding that I want to be that representation, and then also it's different for everybody. But again, decide why you want the car, not just that you want the car, because that's easy to give up on, but why do you want it? What will it do for your family? How will it make you feel being able to step into a brand new car, smell that new smell, drive up to your appointments in that car? Just all those things of that. And then it's just fun. It's really fun to be able to go up and pick up a brand new car. I'm not kidding. Like it's really, really fun. So
I love it.
yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
I don't know if that answered your question, kind of long, but really.
No, you did.
It's
What
about
I
really internally finding the reason for you. And then once you do, then you're going to switch and then just keep going. Even if, you're, let's say all of you have the car as a goal, even if it doesn't look like it's coming to be, you got to just stay consistent and stay the course. Because not everything that happens looks like it's going to happen. Do we all know that, Mary Kay? Yes. And in life in general, right? But if we stop, then it's definitely not going to happen. But if we keep going, it's more likely to happen. So that's the other piece of advice.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so we get to hear from this brilliant woman now. So yay, it's all yours, Suzanne.
All right.
I got my pen and my paper. I'm ready.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you, Chris. I love that. It's great to see all of you. Let's see, we have Angela on, we have Gail on, yay, that just jumped on, and Maddie jumped on. So yay, welcome everybody. And I know, and Cindy and Casey, and then we've got more people watching in the impact unit. So yay, impact unit, very fun that you're letting us do this and jump into your party on, it's 12 o'clock, 12:30 California time. It's 2:30 our Midwestern time. Yes, Casey's at 2:30 your time too. Yes. Oh, exactly. So we're all over the place. Gail is from Omaha as well. And so I'm just excited. When Maria told me that she had stuff that was going on, I said, absolutely, I'll jump in, because Maria, you got the best of the best as your director. She's amazing. And so she's in my mastermind group along with Casey's director, April. And we just have so much fun in there and so much mutual respect for each other as directors. And so absolutely, that's what Mary Kay is all about, right? We dovetail parties, we help each other out when we can't be on something. And those ladies really did it for me when I was having a lot of family issues and things, illnesses and stuff, and I couldn't be on my Zooms. They jump in for me too. So that's what we do for each other, which I love. So I am not going to train super long today, but I really was thinking about, because Maria said, what do you want to train on? And I said, you know what? It's going to be the 30th. So we've got 2 days to the end of the month. And I know that sometimes at the end of the month, we start thinking about, well, what am I going to do in November? Which is not a bad thing because we have to pre-plan. But also, I want to back you up just a little bit and say, what were the goals that you had in your head on October 1st when you jumped into October? What were those goals? Maybe some of you are like, what goals? I didn't have any goals. And the others of you are like, I had a specific goal and I'm right on target for it. And then others are, I had a specific goal and I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be, you know, so there's all ranges of where we are. So I'd like you to keep that goal in mind. So maybe your goal was to be on target car, but you're not close to it. I still want you to have that in the top of your head as we go in these, like that mentality in these next 2 days, today and tomorrow, so that will launch you into a really great November. Because if we wait to reestablish our goal on November 1st, we know how this goes, right? Then it's like by the 5th, then we're finally booking appointments to do things. So there's 2 things that I really want to talk about today. And one is setting a goal for the next 2 days with your big goal in mind. If you don't get it by you know how we do with goals, we don't change the goal, we just change the date. So with your big goal in mind, what can you get accomplished towards that goal today and tomorrow? Because I know that champions run to the end. And don't you feel better when you're running hard at the end of the month and then you land, you know, on 12.01 on November 1st and you feel like, okay, I pushed it, right? So you're thinking, so all of you have different goals, maybe it's selling, maybe it's team building, maybe it's, you know, going on target car, getting your red jacket, all the different goals that you have. Maybe it's making enough money to buy plane tickets for something. Those are the best type of goals because you're really, you know, you're like, those are personal. Maybe you want to buy a new couch, whatever it is. So we can all get there in different ways. So if you're thinking, I don't even know where to start, then I want you to look back at the sheet. This I borrowed from Maria. She put this out as a challenge, and it was the key change challenge. So October 23rd to the 31st. Sell 20 items, do 3 shares with your director, and do 5 faces. Maybe you're starting this and you've got a few sprinkled here and there, or maybe you don't have any. So if you want to accomplish all 3, I would take this back out because these can be accomplished. And I'm like, at first I was going to tell you just pick one area. And then I thought, you know what, if they really want to get this cute little keychain, I don't have mine with me, but it's really cute. Then I'm going to tell you how you could get, if you have 0 of all of these. What do you think it is? You think it's maybe faces? When we do 5 faces, that's on the challenge thing. Then we can get to the 3 shares because it says 3 shares with your director, but you can share the opportunity and have your director follow up. But if you don't have anybody to share the opportunity with, we need to go back to the faces. If you do 5 faces, I betcha you're going to sell more than 20 items, right? That's 4 items each. That's, you know, 2 eyeshadows, a mascara, and an eye makeup remover to one person. So I just want to put the belief in you that you can actually do this. It looks overwhelming to look at this and go, oh my gosh. And the easiest thing, like when I'm in a mode of, oh, I just need easy, I go to the sell 20 items because to me, I can go through my customer base, sell 20 items. That's great. You can make some great extra cash doing it, but it's not going to move your business forward necessarily. It's going to get you quick cash like an ATM machine. But if you want to move forward and get some new customers or, you know, or recruit some people, then you're going to be doing your faces and your marketing plans. And then you automatically sell items. And 5 faces could be done in one setting. Who do you know out of your customer base or friends or family who you could say, oh my gosh, I'm going to give you some half price shopping spree. So it's really nothing out of your pocket. If you want to give them free stuff, that's fine too. But I usually am doing like, who do you know that could do a half price shopping spree, whatever they want, when they get with you and bring 4 friends who are 18 or older and don't already have a consultant in the next 2 days. Or maybe who do you know that could bring 2 people, get 2 hostesses like that. and then offer them 25% off of their product, or offer them a charcoal mask, or offer something like that. Just offer them something, get it in front of some new faces. Then you're going to be doing these, and then you're going to be doing this. And that's going to move your business forward. Any questions on the sheet? I love it. It was such a good short focus. I like short focuses, when it's a week or something like that. So if you're looking at this sheet, because I know I pushed it forward in our unit 2, and you're like, I don't have anything, start with the faces. So in order to start with the faces, we need people, right? People to call. So I always say, okay, so back it up. Who do we have out there to call? Do you have people that are on your list that you could just pick up the phone and call? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I've kind of like exhausted the ones that I know I get together with quickly. So I thought, okay, Suzanne, what can you do to get bookings on your books? And so I put together these little bags. I went to Walmart and I got these bags, put together 20 of them. I'm like, what samples do I have? There's just not very many samples. Like, I think I threw one sample and then some candy in there. And and then my information, I just have a business card, and I put a QR code to my website on the back of it. And I'm just going to go out and hand these out and get some new names, because I don't know about you, but I need some new leads. And I'm not the best at warm chatting. I shouldn't profess that of myself, but I like to give them something. I don't know. It's just like a safety blanket for me. Anybody out there like that? You like to give them? Yeah. I know. I don't know what that is, but get their information. And so if you don't have names to call, then we need the bookings, right? That's just there's no magic to this business. It's always the same: book, coach, sell, team build. But then I thought, what the other one is, the 5th one we don't talk about as much: lead generation. We need lead generation. So that's what I'm going to do, because people are out and about buying candy and, doing things. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm also going to lead generate through my customers, my current customers. We have so many reasons to call them right now, ladies. Seriously. We've got, the holidays. November is the biggest shopping month of the year for us. Biggest. Right now we're in it. We've got new products. And I say new, we've had some that have come out. Hopefully all of you have some of them in stock. And if you don't, no big deal. Even if they're out of stock, go to your inventory. What do you have that you can feature and wrap a cute little bow around to show people? And what I'm doing is winter pampering facials or fall pampering facials, makeovers. I usually don't call them a facial. I usually call them a makeover, but I'm going to have them compare the brand new reimagined, that's what they're calling it, reimagined TimeWise set, the TimeWise 3D, the reimagined, and the repair. And they can either try half on one side of their face and half on the other, or on one hand or the other hand. So that's what I'm going to do with my current customers, and tell them I want their opinion to compare both lines, because they're amazing. And so I think that right there, being able to compare 2 of our products is awesome, and their face is going to feel great. So there's so many reasons to get with people. So, and then Megan, you just asked a question. Where are the best places for warm chatter, and how do you strike up a conversation? You know what? I just bloom where I'm planted, frankly. As I'm out and about doing my own errands, at grocery stores, anywhere I'm close to people or around people, and I forced myself to get out of the house. I was just talking to Chris. I said, I think the last 3 years we've all been like, people have gotten so stuck in their houses, and they're used to wearing their sweats, and they're used to, so I'm just I think half the battle of talking to someone is being prepared. So I'm having these little things. If you don't need these in your bags, that's great. Just hand out your business cards. So usually with this, it's so easy. If I see a woman that has a great smile, I only warm chat people that are approachable, that I feel are warm. That's where my intuition comes in, Chris. I really read their body language and stuff. They smile at me, I smile at them, and I'll say, are you doing trick-or-treating with your kids this year, or something like that? Or, you know what? I know a lot of times as an adult, you don't get a little trick-or-treat bag, but I've got some for women this year. So I pull it out of my bag, And that's how I start the conversation. And honestly, for each one, it's different. And I'll just say, my name's Suzanne. I'm with Mary Kay. I want to give you a gift. Have you ever gotten a gift from Mary Kay before? And most times they'll say no. If they say yes, like, great, you already have a consultant. That's where you can kind of go into that. And if they say no, I'll say, great, we've got some amazing new skincare out right now. I would love to pamper you. When's the last time you've been pampered? You know, that's kind of how I go into that. And I'll say, let's exchange information. I usually don't say, I'll write down your number. Let's exchange information. Mine is in here. What's yours? Have my phone. And I usually just put it in my notes section of the phone or a little pad of paper, get their name and number. And I just tell them, I promise I'll give you a buzz back. I know you might be busy in the next couple days, but if you're not, I said, you know, we could get together. And it just depends. And, you know, they'll tell me, oh my gosh, I got to get my kids ready for Halloween, blah, 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 all that. I still will contact them right away. So if I go out this afternoon and do some of these, as I'm running my errands, going to the grocery store, doctor's offices, all of that, and they get one of these from me, as soon as I get home, I'm going to contact them and just say, hey, Chris, it was great to meet you. I'm the one that gave you the adult, you know, goodie bag, a Mary Kay goodie bag, whatever it is. I cannot wait for us to get together. I'd love to get to know you better. And do you have time in the next couple of days? I know you said you were a little busy. Do you have time for a pampering session? And she might say, no, I'm not free till whenever. That's okay. At least I'm getting my name out there. Okay. Or I can say, I know you said you were busy, but I just wanted to make sure you didn't forget about me and you didn't forget to use the sample that was in there. Because there is a sample in there. I'd love to get there. You guys, it doesn't matter what sample you put in there. I just randomly pulled out what I had 20 of, and it's all different things. So I didn't even know what sample I'm giving them. And that might be a fun thing. I'll be like, it's a surprise sample. I don't know. So hopefully that helps, Megan. Just kind of, I am kind of intentional about being prepared so that if I see a sharp woman, warm woman, I can go up and give that to her. Okay. So that's how I usually do it. All right. Any other questions about that or about the sheet? Getting in front of people? No. Okay. I wanted to give you meat and potatoes today because I know next 2 days are big and we want you in your right mindset heading into November so that when you set up your new goal for November, you know you can do it. So I was thinking about how, you know, how we put out a lot of times the challenge of book 5 by the 5th. Who's done that? Anybody? What if we changed our mentality a little bit and said, instead of book 5 by the 5th, let's book 5 by the 1st. So that means, why don't we go into the month? So go into November with 5 on our books instead of taking 5 days to book 10 by the 5th or 5 by the 5th or whatever it is. I think it's book 10 by the 5th, but it's just a different mentality, because how would you all feel if you had 5 appointments on your books by the 1st? You wake up November 1st, you're like, yes, I've got 5 appointments on my books. I don't know about you, but I'd be excited, because then it won't take me till the 5th. And then I can be having appointments during the 1st through the 5th because I book them. So that's going to be my focus. And that's what I'm going to challenge you on. And I'm going to tell Maria that I challenge you guys to do that, to book 5 by that, you know, by midnight on the 31st. So I'm just going to say the 1st, 5 by the 1st, so that you feel really powerful going into November. Because I think it's important to that's a champion mentality. What are we going to set up right now? What are we going to accomplish right now so that our November looks amazing? So we feel really great about our businesses. Because I am not kidding. November is a big shopping month. And I'm finding, I've been in Mary Kay over 20 years, and people used to, and they still do a little bit, but they used to shop a little bit later for the holidays. Now people, like, there's a lot of people that are halfway done with their Christmas gifts, you know, right now. So I found that my bulk of my sales have shifted from November after Thanksgiving to probably November 15th. Now they're more in November. So, this is when we need to be calling our customers about gift giving because they're thinking about it. I think they're spreading, with the economy the way it is, they're spreading their gift giving or their gift buying out over longer periods of time. And there's more available online and things like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that at all, but I'm just finding that. So I'm doing my holiday shopping coffees earlier and into November, and people are already decorated for Christmas. I know we decorate really early. It's crazy, but they are thinking about it earlier, and I want to capture the time that they're thinking about it, or that they're actually buying versus, oh, I missed that window of opportunity. So then my December sales can be more last minute type gifts, or, just on the go appointments, those type of things. Does it make sense to everybody? Yeah. Okay. So that's why I'm saying, let's get our book 5 by the 1st done so that we've got some of those holiday things in November that we can do. And now's the time the weather's changing. So people's skin is changing quite a bit. No matter what part of the country you're in, it changes a little. It may not be drastic like in California. It's not as drastic as here, but it's still different than it was last season. Yes. Okay. I'm going to open up for questions because I'm about done with my time. So questions, I'm open book, whatever.
I love the idea you had, Suzanne, about the half and half on the face.
Yeah.
Half with the new reimagined and half with the repair.
Yeah.
Never even thought about that. Or the, one on each hand.
Well, Diana Sumter was talking about doing appointments on the back of the hand with the different skincare. I was like, yeah, let's just put them on the face then. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good idea. Yeah. So I can't take total credit for it.
No, but I just didn't, that's one of the beauties of our world, right? Is that people share and then we can share, and
that's right.
It's just a smart way to do it because, especially now, because people feel so dry in the winter, even here in California, you can feel the dryness.
Yeah, that's the thing. Humidity changes, all of that, everything changes. And, even if the temperature shifts 10, 20 degrees, that's a big difference in how our skin reacts, So can all of you think of a goal you'd like to accomplish by the end of the month, like in these next 2 days, whether it's faces, items sold, marketing plans? Can you think of something? You shake your head yes if you're on the screen. Yes. Okay. I want you to write it down and tell your director, because accountability is good. We need to be accountable to ourselves first. But sometimes I find if I tell someone else, then I'm like, okay, I'm more likely to do it, right? And then write what that goal would mean to you. Is it going to mean $500 extra in your bank account for your holiday gifts? Is it going to mean, this is the next step on the ladder that I need to take to get to where I want to go for my next goal, right? Is it booking those 5 appointments? And what does that mean to your business? Because really, that's the key to everything, getting in front of people. There are no tricks with this business. It is so true. It is so true. Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? No.
You don't want to pick her brain while we have her.
Yeah. Let's stay in a couple more minutes. I know you have your book thing too. Yeah.
Well, it's not really a question. It's just a comment on your bags, because I was actually thinking about that today because I too need more contacts. But I was just even thinking outside of Halloween, just doing it all the time.
Yes. Get a fall bag, yeah. Get a fall theme one, and then it will force you to get rid of them. That's why I did the holiday, these, because I'm like, I don't want to be giving these out after the 1st of November.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the only reason I did it that way, because I was like, oh, I don't want them sitting in my car. But yeah, all the time, just have a few ready. And I do have that generic ones with like some of the masks that we all bought a gazillion boxes of, when they were BOGO. That's a great one too, as well, to hand those out. But yeah, just have a few of them all the time. Yeah. And people love it. Who wouldn't love getting a little gift, So just make sure that you do get their information. and that you have a way to contact you in here, you know, whether it's just your business card or whatever. I did that, and I did a little QR code that you can just do on Bitly, and it, if you guys are familiar with Bitly, is everybody familiar with it? Yeah, I just did a QR code to go right to my website. But you could do it to whatever, you know, for whatever. But I find that that's great, because if they can get to our website, they're beautiful. Mary Kay does such a nice job with our websites, you know, so, or you could have them fill out a little form for booking for you too. But yeah.
And I think that's another thing I struggle with too, is getting the information. Sometimes I can give it to them,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, okay, well, how do I ask for the name and number, the contact? You know, sometimes I do it, but sometimes it just doesn't really feel like it flows. So
I know. And it, honestly, Angela, that's just doing a bunch of them. And then it gets easier, I think, with, you know, and some people are more receptive than others, of course, to it. That's why I started to say, let's exchange information. That's my key word. And I can't remember who I learned that from, but that helped me, because then it wasn't like, let me get your name and number. Because then they're like, what? You know, let's exchange information. You know, what's your name? Great. Angela, great. What's the best phone number for me to call you on?
I
You
like
know,
that.
and that's usually what I do. And then I'll say, I'm going to send you a quick little text to make sure this is that I got your number right. And sometimes even if they have time, you know, if they're kind of lingering with me a little bit, I'll put it into my phone and text them and say, okay, did you get that? Because then I know they didn't give me a bogus number, and then and then I know I got the right number, right? You know,
Right.
because, you know, when you're in that situation, you don't want to be fumbling around, you know, you kind of, sometimes you are, you know, like if you have your hands full of something. So just either have a little notebook really handy, or your phone with the note section open is good too, you know, because then you can take notes on the person. You know, Angela, I met her in the grocery store, or I met her at Target, or whatever, you know, so, yeah.
Love it. Thank you.
Practice. Yes, practice. Tammy Bradford always says, when you go out warm chatting, if you haven't done it for a while, or maybe it's the first time, she always says the first one's like that first pancake that you make, it's always a flop. You know, that first pancake is just not good. So maybe choose somebody that you're like, if they say, yeah, it's great. If not, no big deal. You know, I thought that was really good, you know, because it's kind of like you got to get your feet back under you a little bit with it. So just practice. Let's exchange information. Here's mine, you know, or whatever. Mine is in there. What's your name? Great. Yeah. And I just make it super conversational and chill with people. Very conversational. I don't like, you know what I mean? Go for the jugular. We don't do that. All right. So we make it very, yeah. And if they say, oh, I'm not comfortable, I'm like, great. If you try the product and text me back, I'm going to give you another gift. That's all you can do then, you know? Yeah. And even if you get their information, another thing that's really fun, what we used to do all the time, and I've done this before, is if I get their info, I'll be like, Angela, if you text me before I text you, within 24 hours before I text you back, I'm going to give you a special gift. So then, you know, I'm like, so try the product tonight. Let me know how you did. So then they're automatically keeping this at the top of their purse. It's more likely that they'll try it. Yeah. Because when I text back, I'll be like, yeah, hey, I met you in Dillard's the other day, and have you tried the product? Which one did I give you? I forgot, you know, or something like that. Yeah.
So good.
Make it conversational. Yeah. Meat and potatoes. That's what we need, right? Got to move our businesses forward. Because I could train you all day on head stuff. That's my favorite, head and heart stuff. But the end of the month, we just need a project to do. Whether it's the 5 faces, the 3 marketing plans, the 20 things sold, making up 20 goodie bags and going and hand them out in the next 2 days. Whatever it is, we need a project that will move our businesses forward. Okay, what other questions? Anything else? Gail, what are you excited about for the end of the month?
Head on mute.
That's okay. Your hair looks cute. Your bangs look cute.
Yeah. I'm just excited to book some spaces and
Yes.
get in front of some people.
Book 5 of the first, right? Then we can keep booking. I love it. That's so good. And what about you, Casey?
To book 3 marketing plans.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, definitely. Awesome. Anybody else? Maddie, Megan, Cindy, is there anything you're excited about?
I actually have 6 new leads I need to contact this afternoon.
Fantastic. Where did you get the leads?
A little donkey thing I did this weekend. We have many donkeys. And so I didn't have it like a display or anything, but I just talked to 6 women about, I got names and numbers for 6 women.
Good for you. Bloom where you're planted, right? That's perfect. I love it. That's so good. And I know, Maddie and Megan, you're muted. If you want to put it in the chat, you can. That's fine, what you're excited about. So, but I'm excited for you guys. I can't wait to hear all about it. You have to let me know how you did.
Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
Suzanne, for lighting our
Yeah.
fire the last couple days of the month.
There
So,
you go. Okay. And I think you're doing a book thing, right? A book.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just, we're doing our little, I'll
Breakthrough
stop the live
code.
doing our little
It's-
breakthrough code.
It's
Yeah.
so good. The breakthrough code is so good.
Maddie
Yes.
said she's excited to book faces.
I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to let you do your thing, but it was great to see all your beautiful
Thanks,
faces.
Suzanne.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
absolutely. See you later.
Bye.
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 Okay, I stopped I can also stop recording.